All Ball TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. See you in the comments, Mike. We're gonna hold Jalen Brunson accountable. No, it's just not. We don't stand cat over here, brother. Yeah, we do hold him accountable. Watch some more of our videos, you'll find out. What you talking about? You see the man.
Ball suckers.
Oh. Not playing with y'all. Big game tonight. The return of Jeff Van Gundy. Oh, wow. Oh. Mo's in the building.
The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant, the sexy, the elegant, the exquisite. Mo is in the building. Mo, what up, Mo? Hope you're having a better day than I am. Very nervous about tonight. Very nervous. Thought about going to the game, but I said, you know what? I want to stay home, do the game live. Thought about it, but I'm not in the mood. I don't feel like getting arrested tonight, being honest with you.
What game would that be? All Ball?
Knicks versus Clippers tonight.
Knicks rehab.
Knicks rehab, y'all. Let's get into it. Knicks versus Clippers tonight. Knicks on a 4-game losing streak. Kawhi Leonard and them boys. They coming back, having some sort of resurgence. Knicks in third place, of course, after losing to the Detroit Pistons last game. They're 4 games back.
Not losing after getting embarrassed by the Detroit Pistons. Please.
Getting mauled. The entire team just took an ass whooping led by the captain. Elbow dropped. Literally, Isaiah Stewart gave him an elbow drop. Nobody did nothing. Do they? Oh, boy, is it possible that they wanted Isaiah Stewart to smack Jalen Brunson up and get hurt? What's going on here? Where the enforcement?
The way it's looking right now, been saying it. Yeah, they let my man out there to fend for himself. Old fact.
You see it there. 4 games back. The Knicks of the Detroit Pistons, 1 game back, half a game back of the Celtics, and they're 2 games in front of the Toronto Raptors. 2 games in front of the Philadelphia 76ers as well. We need to play a couple more games to catch up. And here you see it in the Clippers. They're way down on the bottom, 13-22. They're currently not in the playoff picture, but if we look at their last 10 games, they're 7-3. They won their last game, but they all coming off, speaking of Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics, they all coming off a big loss to them 2 games ago. And that's not what the hell we're talking about. We talking about these damn Knicks, Karl-Anthony Towns, big beef, big problems. Huh? Out of nowhere. Mike Brown, All Ball. All of a sudden, it was reported that Karl-Anthony Towns and Mike Brown had issues to start the year by Brian Windhorst. And I guess people caught wind of it. Let me pull this up. People caught wind.
Why you pull that up? Good, I'm listening.
Yeah, people caught wind of it because the Knicks have been slacking as of late, and I think Brian Windhorst and them recorded this 7 days ago, so it's kind of before everything really hit the fan for us. But this was him, Windy, speaking to the Knicks' success. And really, there's a part here where he's talking about Karl-Anthony Towns and Mike Brown not really getting along.
The Knicks play 12 players in May, okay? But
When Mike Brown came in, one of the things he said was he was going to try to make a more dynamic offense that wasn't as based on Jalen Brunson. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are having more effective offensive seasons. And he said they were going to play more guys. And, we're not playing 12 every night. They're using a whole bunch of second-round picks that they've had, Tyler Kolek being one of them. Their second-round pick from this year, who Diarra was picked like 51st or 52nd. He's in the rotation now. So, look, I mean, I don't want to, make, final pronouncements on the Knicks process. But, when they fired Tom Thibodeau, there was obviously a lot of pushback on that. And then their process to hire Mike Brown was not clean. But Mike Brown is executing the plan that he laid out when he got the job and what he said in the preseason. And the Knicks are playing very good basketball.
They are, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter if they don't make. Well,
welcome to the new year.
No, but if you fire your coach after making the conference finals for the first time in 25 years, there's only one thing that matters, which is making the finals. That's not a criticism of Mike Brown. He's doing a great job. He is following through on all the things you said are true. But at the end of the day, if the Knicks lose in the first or second round of the playoffs, or even probably, frankly, with as wide open as the East is, if they lose again in the conference finals, it's not going to matter. So all of this is good, and it's all building in going in a good direction. And Tyler Kolek, his emergence has been a positive development. If Diarra can continue to be a player that can be impactful for them off the bench, that is a positive development. Miles McBride's had a really good season. Building out what he's done in the past, that's a positive development. They've got Mikal Bridges playing great. He's hitting a ton of shots. That's a positive development. All these things are positive developments. But the Knicks are only going to be judged at the end of the day by how far they get in May and June. And that's just the reality of the situation they're in. And with the Eastern Conference being completely wide open, and they are the clear favorites, simply no disrespect to the Pistons, who've had an awesome season. I think right now they're beating the Lakers. However, the Pistons haven't won a playoff series in almost 20 years. So to say they're the favorites, like, they have to show they can do it first. The Knicks have won a playoff series 3 years in a row. They just made the conference finals. They have a bunch of playoff tested players. They have a coach set up. Brown's fair if he could question
wearing Wick Cooper, and that's a guy who's playing.
So Leon Rose gets a lot of credit for building this Knicks roster. And look, nothing really matters unless Jalen Brunson. The Jalen Brunson move is the king move, right? It's you acquire in free agency an all NBA player like this. But they've got this old master running their scouting, Walt Perrin. And, you look at this team, Miles McBride's second round pick, Tyler Kolek's second round pick. I don't want to say Mohamed Diarra is like, going to all of a sudden just be a rotation player, but he, second round pick. I don't want to get so excited about Ariel Huck-Porty, but I think he was picked in the 50s and he's been in the rotation. Like, we get on teams for not drafting well, and the Knicks have traded away a bunch of picks, but like, for the New York Knicks to be stocking their roster with second round picks.
Yeah, they're doing all the right, all the right stuff. Like, everything you said is
all right. Yeah, my bad. I was trying to cue up a point where Brian Windhorst, he basically said that to start the season, there was friction between Cat and Mike Brown. And of course, we saw that when the season started and Karl-Anthony Towns came out and he said, "Yo, I'm having trouble, understanding this offense. I don't understand my role." We heard him repeat that in a different press conference, but this was him after losing 4 games. Karl-Anthony Towns being blamed. He's a scapegoat for all you Cat lovers. But guess what? We don't care. Karl-Anthony Towns responding to the meeting that the players had after a 4-game losing streak.
Is it frustrating going through that adjustment, or how are you handling that adjustment?
I just lean on my experience. I've unfortunately had to adjust to a lot of head coaches, and a lot of new teammates and situations and stuff. So I'm just leaning on my experience and knowing, we gotta do what I gotta do to move forward.
So you gotta do what you gotta do to move forward, all ball. The problem is, I don't know if I see much of a difference between that Karl-Anthony Towns and DJ Zulu. Did a great job of pointing out. He sounds the same from a couple months ago. You see October 25th, 2025. It's Karl-Anthony Towns to start the season.
How do you see yourself in this new offense?
Honestly, I don't know. But we figuring it out. I said, but honestly, I just don't know.
Yesterday, you have the biggest adjustment in this new system, Mike Brown's system. Is it frustrating going through that adjustment, or how are you handling that adjustment?
I just lean on my experience. I've unfortunately had to adjust to a lot of head coaches, and a lot of new teammates and situations and stuff. So I'm just leaning on my experience and knowing, we gotta do what I gotta do to move forward.
How do you see?
I don't know. Don't see much of a difference there with Karl-Anthony Towns, October, a couple days ago. And a couple videos we could get through, because we also seen last year around this time, pretty similar words, all ball. The same feeling we're having now. I don't know how it sounds any different. And Josh Hart had to remind everybody, this ain't about any individual egos.
We are focused. We give off the right energy. We can't have our own individual agendas. Can't do any of that. We got to make sure we're locked in on this team, sacrificing for the team, and go out there and play. Go out there and execute at a high level. We have to go out there with energy. We have to go out there with no egos. We have to go out there with no individual agendas. We have to go out there and sacrifice. I think that's the biggest thing. We're a new group. We're still learning and still figuring it out. But, we can't expect to just have talent and go out there and win games. We got to lock in and compete. I think we lost the game because we came out and didn't do anything we were supposed to do. Like I said, we didn't come out with energy. We didn't come out to execute. We didn't come out, willing to sacrifice. We didn't do anything. The ball's on our court.
Ball's on our court. That's how we were feeling last year. And it just seems to be pattern now. Start the year off, cats confused. Last year, we were talking about who had an ego. There was rumors that it was OG Anunoby, who we will get on in a second, because I'm the biggest OG fan, but I ain't happy with you. And, after Brian Windhorst did report that a couple of days ago, it's kind of like we knew it already anyway. But now it's not changing, all ball. Like, what are we looking forward to now with Karl-Anthony Towns? What are we feeling right now, being that he still looks the same like he did 2 months ago?
It's my body language, my face. I'm very aggravated and upset. Like, I don't see this getting any better. We're on a 4-game losing streak, but our last 3 games we got blown out. 2 of those were at home. So for me, I'm just trying to figure out with Karl-Anthony Towns, how did he get away this long with putting up the numbers he's been putting up? Like, when you really watch him, and I advocated for him. I was the one years ago saying I'll take him and get rid of Julius Randle, which I still don't want Julius Randle, but now I don't want Cat. Cat is a bitch. Let's call it what it is. Like, that's just what it is. Those 2 clips at the podium, he's like a bitch. No mannerism, no toughness, no nothing. Just sitting there, just taking it. Bruh, this is all his fault. Now, when you really think about it, this is all his fault. Listen, man, when Brian Windhorst said what he said, as far as like, the plan that Mike Brown has, and the plan is working to a certain extent, that just means Pat is not okay with that, because the what Josh Hart is talking about, guys having their individual agendas. He's talking about Cat. Cat is not happy with the second round guys and going deep into the bench. He wants his shots. He wants his numbers. So he's not willing to make no sacrifice to try to win a championship. That's evident. Evident. When you have 6 points and 1 rebound and probably 4 5 turnovers, that right there lets me know who you are. I'm sorry. Cat is the problem, and we need to trade Cat. I don't see the situation getting better. Cat looks unhappy. Cat looks upset, and you can tell he wants to be something he's not. The money that he's making, in his mind, he's a superstar. In his mind, he's the number one option. In his mind, he's still top 10, top 15 best players in the NBA, and he's neither one of those things. I'm trying to figure out how has he gotten away with this? Cat is not a good basketball player. I'm sorry. I'm blaming this all on Cat. Just the way his body language is at the podium and in games. Listen, him and Brunson doesn't get along, and we all know when two players don't get along, you have to move one of them. We know it's not going to be Brunson. So I'm just trying to figure out what's taking so long for them to move Cat. Like I told you, at this point, if it ain't for Giannis, it got to be for something. But I think Cat is he's the one that's spoiling everything. I think his bad energy, his bad vibes, his individual agendas that Josh Hart is talking about, I think is having an effect on everyone. Cat is not happy. He's making it known. And I don't think he's happy with Mike Brown's plans as far as for him on the basketball court. I don't think Cat cares about winning a championship. I think Cat cares about averaging whatever he wants to and be popping and just live his life with his wife. He gives two fucks about competing and wanting to play basketball. Get Cat the fuck out of here. Straight up. I'm over Cat. I don't want to hear him talk. I don't want to look at him. It's not going to get any better, Fabian. I don't see it. I don't see us with the no chemistry. It just, how do you have two players that at one time was one of the best duos in the NBA? Cat was considered the best three-point shoot big man in the NBA. At one time, Cat was considered an all-star, all-NBA third team, one of the best centers in the league. How do you go from that to this? And then the effect you have on everybody, Brunson at one point, best player in the East. Now, you lucky if he's the fourth or fifth best player in the East. Brunson, MVP candidate, top 5. Is he even top 10 at this point? One of the best point guards in the league. Really? So for me, I think Cat's effect on the basketball team is hurting us tremendously. And I think eventually we will get rid of him, because I think he's just going to continue to play poorly, especially against good teams. You can't fool me with the bad teams. I want to see how you play against the good teams. And so far, terrible. Cat has to go.
I think it's easy to say he has to go. It's a real. I never wanted him here in the first place. And I think after the beginning of last season, he proved me dead wrong. And then we still made the conference finals. We still weren't playing defense last year until the playoffs. And I personally believe Karl-Anthony Towns has played better defensively this season, but it's like Jalen Brunson playing better defense. After a while, it's like, bro, you're supposed to have been doing that, because Jalen Brunson is horrible. And there's going to be a choice here. They made a lot of trades, a lot of finagling just to get Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges here, who's another culprit. They can't maintain this level of excellence. They can't maintain a level of greatness for whatever reason. I don't know why the great ones do what they do. I'm not going to be in the Hall of Fame or nothing. So we don't know how they tick. We just sit here and are fans and we compare, this guy's great and this guy's not. And I don't know necessarily why. I'm just telling you what it is. And y'all keep trying to convince me that he was. And I knew from watching him in Minnesota, it's like, this is nothing new. But I saw Ant-Man pushing Cat regardless, calling him the best offensive player on the team. And can he do more? Yeah. But Brunson and these guys are gonna have to start to figure out, try something new with
But
him.
but hold on. But hold on. Ask yourself, please. I would like you to answer that. Can Cat do more? Like seriously, can he?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what? Is he capable? Is he capable of doing more? Is he capable of playing better defense? My opinion, no. Is he capable of being dominant? No. Is he capable of getting, the important tough rebounds, which we've seen him miss in Philly over Paul George? No. So I'm just trying to figure out what can he do if it's not in his makeup? Think about this, Fabian. This is the second star. This might be the third. Porzingis was complaining he wasn't happy here. We know when Julius Randle left, you seen that statement he made, how he was smoking every day and he was unhappy. Now you have another player in Karl-Anthony Towns who was unhappy. Listen, man, this ain't for the weak. This is not for the weak. If you're not going to come in and give your all and sacrifice and try to attempt to win a championship, this is not for you. See, people see the crowd and the fans and the love and all the praise they get. But once you start playing bad and we start losing, now you see that criticism. Now y'all want to tuck and hide. Listen, man, I understand where you're going, but I don't know if Cat can get any better. And that's the $1 million question. Please said it last season about Brunson. Can he step it up and get better? And before this little 4-game loser streak, we were so high praising Brunson. It seems like Cat can't get any better. Seems like he can get worse.
Well, I think that the Knicks can be better and we've played better. And let's play this clip of Mike Brown real quick on what the Knicks have been doing passing wise this season, and it lead me to my point.
Yeah, it's not Jalen. We watched it today. Our last game, we had our lowest pass total. I think we had 229 passes for the game, and we're averaging a little over 290. And it's a big deal. When you talk about 70 less passes in one game, it's a big difference. And I showed our guys today, we had opportunities where we could have got off the ball sooner, and that's across the board. We had opportunities where we touched the paint and we could have sprayed it, but we tried to finish and got our shot blocked. So you got to give Detroit credit. Good defensive team. They were ready for us. They were hungry for us. But there's still a right way to play that we know we're more than capable of. And then there's not. And we didn't play our best basketball last night. So trying to play our best basketball is something that we strive for every single day.
I don't know who's striving for necessarily, because again, I just seen a quote from Mike Tomlin where he said, "Don't tell me what people are capable of doing. Tell me what they're willing to do. And the only way you can show me what you're willing to do is just by doing it. Everything else doesn't really matter." So with what you're saying, of course, with Cat, that is what it is. We haven't been seeing you on the court performing, but even with when Jalen Brunson called out Cat the other day with the foul calls, it turned into Cat responding by saying, "I'm going to keep doing my thing. Maybe I'll have to change my game up a little bit if that's what they're trying to tell me I need to do." The refs didn't tell anyone else that, but they're telling me that maybe I have to do that. Then Jalen Brunson, of course, said the refs have meetings, they watch film, they do their homework. I think they go into games figuring out that what they need to watch for. And Cat just had to do a better job of not using his off arm. We tried to explain that to him, and he's getting better at it. I think even the minor contact stuff that he does gets called for offensive fouls. So even with that, you're trying to send a message to him, and if he's doing a better job, okay, he's doing a better job. We didn't see him really fouling against the Pistons. I don't think they had a chance to do anything. And with the Pistons, they just play a flat out different, physical type of game. Karl-Anthony Towns, at some point, you still got to get through to him somewhat, because we saw even when Ant-Man called him out. This is going back to when he's on Minnesota, game 4 after a game in the playoffs, and Ant-Man called out Karl-Anthony Towns at the press conference, and I don't think there's a nicer way you can do this, ball. Like he just that's his man, and this is game 4 of the playoffs. Got something to say to you, Cat? What are we talking about?
Say tonight he wasn't in foul trouble. Like the first 3 games, the mother just kept fouling. And tonight I told him, what did I tell you last game?
He said, "Yo,
We
can
ain't
you find a way not to foul him?" I said, "I'm gonna try."
Like
my best."
if you watch the game, every time in the third quarter when we would grow a lead, it's because he's in the game. Because they don't have a matchup for him. I'm like, Cat, we're not gonna win game 4 if you foul. I told him yesterday, we're not gonna win game 4 if you keep fouling. You keep fouling. And you see what he did in the third quarter. You see what he did in the fourth quarter. Like he's like I always tell you, he's the best offensive player on the team. Like if he's not in foul trouble, it's a problem for any team that got a guard us because he can stretch the floor, he can post, he can play off the catch, he can pass. I mean, he can do everything. So we just got to keep him from getting in foul trouble, man. He's gonna be great every night.
Probably because I was trying to play more defense.
I mean, just stop fouling.
Yeah.
And Ant-Man is not playing with him. Ant-Man is sitting there. He's not playing with him. He's not laughing. Cat is trying to laugh about it, but this is the same guy you traded for. So my thing was, okay, my optimism is then you guys must know how the coaches do differently than what Ant-Man and Chris Finch are doing over there. And for the first part of last season, after that Miami game, when Cat went ballistic on Bam, he looked like the guy that you were talking about that I never seen before. I don't think anybody would have vouched for that Karl-Anthony Towns, unless you are Karl-Anthony Towns fans. But there still has to be a different approach. If you try talking to him already, Jalen Brunson tried talking to him about fouls and talking to the refs, but then to me contradicted himself by going at the refs. There's something that y'all are not letting him feel comfortable with expressing himself. Karl-Anthony Towns should be able to establish himself with the players and the head coach. For me, it's different than what Josh Hart is saying. How come Jalen Brunson's allowed to have an ego, but Cat can't have an ego? Fuck it. Go out there and hog the ball. You got to do something different. Brunson, somebody got to be able to tell Cat, yo, dog, you 7 feet. At the end of the day, the pick and roll shit ain't working with you and Jalen Brunson and his short-ass arms. There has to be a different approach to this because you're not going to sit here and they're going to choose what team you go to next. Is that what you want? Because that's what it's leading to. You have to feed into his ego. He doesn't have enough of an ego on the court, in my opinion. He has an ego for Instagram shit. He has an ego for what he thinks we want to see off the court, but he's never had enough of an ego on the court, to me, because he would be so way more prideful about working underneath the three-point line. Shooting, being the best big man shooter of all time is he doesn't even realize he lacks self-awareness when he says that. Bro, you're 7 feet tall and you're proud of that? Dirk wasn't really proud of that till he got over the hump against Miami. That shit really wasn't a thing. We weren't really screaming for Dirk. Like, we thought he was unstoppable. But until he showed improve against Miami, we wasn't feeling that. Steven Jackson checked you. This other guy checked you. The Golden State Warriors checked you. And who was it before? After that, Miami beat them before that. So all these things are leading me to believe that Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't have enough of an ego. And for a guy to be a number 2, which means that sometimes you're a number 1. And boy, oh boy, did we need him last night and throughout the season to be a number 1 at times. He doesn't have enough of an ego to be a number 1. And I think they're sending the opposite message to Karl-Anthony Towns that they should be. Yo, bro, go ball out. Go make Brunson mad. Fuck it. What's he going to do to you? You 7 feet tall.
Well, yeah, everything you're saying, and majority of it, I disagree. Pat hogging the ball, you see what he does 9 times out of 10 when he gets the ball. He looks terrible. Everybody looks terrible when they got the ball, except Brunson. Let's call it what it is. Now, Brunson has to get some flack. You cannot be a point guard and have 0 assists in any game. That is unacceptable. But, I've heard you a lot of times say, Cat needs to do this, needs to do that, be aggressive, take the ball, this and that. Listen, man, I watched him yell for the ball, scream for the ball, and when Brunson gave it to him, he turned it over. So, at this point, what I'm realizing is Mike Brown came in and implemented a certain offense, a certain style of basketball, and it doesn't complement Karl-Anthony Towns. And Karl-Anthony Towns is not feeling that. That's what this is all about. Karl-Anthony Towns wants to be the main person. He wants to be the focal point. He wants to be the center of attention. When the last time you heard Dipset Cat? When the last time you seen him wear the Dipset leather with the big jeans in the constructs? When have you seen any of that swag? You haven't seen it all season. Why? Because Karl-Anthony Towns is caught up in himself. He's not worried about the team's success. He's worried about Cat's success. Mike Brown implementing his new offense, which, by the way, is great because Mike Brown seen last season, okay, this what didn't work for the Knicks with Tom Thibodeau. Guys need rest. We need guys to be healthy and have enough energy into the playoffs. So let me implement some of these younger guys and let them get some game under their feet and let some of our guys get some rest and not play damn near 40+ minutes a night. That means less touches for Cat. That means less minutes for Cat. Cat is not willing to sacrifice any of that. And what is it doing? It's hurting the team. It's a detriment to the team. Now, everybody else is not having a great season either. Like I said, up until now, Brunson has been playing bad. OG and Bridges. But listen, by Cat being a second option and maybe the number one option at times and being traded and brought over here to get us over the hump, how can we not blame Cat? Bridges and OG wasn't brought here to get us over the hump. It was Karl-Anthony Towns. Everybody else was brought here for us to be a good basketball team. Cat was brought here to get us over the hump and potentially win a championship. It looked like a championship contending team night in and night out. And be a Batman or Robin on any given night to Brunson. And at this point, he's Alfred. Like, so for me, I don't think it's no fixing Cat. I think the only thing to fix Cat is to send him somewhere where, he doesn't care about winning. Because all Cat want to do is shoot threes. And like you said, get the love, get the big money, and be fly on Instagram. Because like I said, you could tell there's no sacrifice. There's no, okay, I'm having a poor night tonight. Let me get a big block. Let me get a big rebound. Let me get a big defensive stop. Let me dive on the floor. Let me give up energy. You don't see guys clapping for nobody. You don't see no guys on the sideline yelling when the young guys make plays. You don't see any of that from Cat. I expect that from Cat and Brunson. I don't expect that from nobody else. So for me, I don't see no fixes. The only fix I see is getting Cat the hell out of here.
Real quick, some super chats in the building. Appreciate y'all, man. Let me loosen up my tie, huh? Great Tate debates. Thank you for your $5. Detroit Homer here. Another Detroit Cowboy. Detroit Homer here. Offensive rebounding, quicker and faster pace, and never leave Diawara on the bench against young dogs like the Detroit City. We talked about that. Another problem I had with Mike Brown now, I would expect to see you make those coaching changes and those lineup mishaps earlier in the year. You already gave Diawara his confidence. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know if it's a contract thing. We know how that shit goes. He plays too many minutes. I just seen Kendrick Perkins talk about, they're not going to play LaMelo Ball too many minutes because they want to lower his minutes and be able to trade somebody who's not a two-time All-Star. And it's just the politics of the game. I don't know if that plays a factor into this. Also, the Knicks just cut, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's gone. And they kept Trey Jemison, the third, on the roster on a two-way contract. So maybe these things factor in. But if we're talking about winning, I just see Diawara as a winning type of energy, and we see that progress with him. I don't understand why he's not playing with Cat, trying to get into the transition basket, into the front court when we have nobody who can do that right now. Nobody. Josh Hart is the only one that usually tries that. But who else is going to, attempt to do that? It just didn't make any sense to me. Lee giving us a 199 from the chat.
What up?
So he wants to play. What is this? Expectations in New York? Can Greek handle it? We going with the Greek question already? Look, we spent 34 minutes on here, all ball. We didn't mention no Giannis. Let the record show. Let the record show. It is our partner in crime, Fleece Stradamus himself, that brought him up. We ain't got nothing to do with this, all ball. But he did ask, can Greeky Freaky handle the expectations in Nueva York?
I asked Flea this. Can New York handle the Greek Freak? Listen, man, I think he'll handle this perfectly. Listen, I think some guys, this is what they look for. I think a guy like the Greek Freak. Listen, man, I don't like that Greek. Guy like Giannis, that Greek Freak sounds so crazy.
No,
But
can New
I
York
think,
handle? Can New York
yeah, I
handle a
know.
Greek freak? It's
But but
crazy.
but you know, is New York ready for a guy like Giannis to be in this building night in and night out? Like, look what we do for Brunson. Imagine Giannis Antetokounmpo in here every night. Like, bro, it'd be insane. So, big shout out our brother Flea. See him tonight. While we go live during the Lakers. I mean, excuse me, the Clippers Knicks. But Flea, yeah, I honestly think Giannis, this is what he wants. He wants a bigger market. He wants a bigger fan base. He wants that pressure. I think he wants that pressure. So yes, I think he's tailor made for this. I really do.
1,000%. I think obviously, um, Giannis is just. Remember, I called him out. I said, "Yo, bro, you got to be careful with that villain shit. Are you ready to be a villain?"
What I said. What did I say?
You said it,
Embrace that shit.
bro. He's doing nothing but that. Like
Oh,
people don't
no.
understand. Yo, just think about being just the lowest point of your life. You being challenged, anyone, and you have to tell yourself, like, damn, I think I done fucked up. I done got caught up in some shit. Remember, he straight up lied and said, I never said I wanted to go to New York. I never said that. But then you're ruining the team chemistry. You got to walk into a locker room where there's a whole organization that you just impacted because you pussyfooting around the fact that, damn, I can't get traded. Y'all know I don't want to be in here, man. Y'all know I do not want to be in here. But he doesn't want to lose and play the bad guy either, old boy, right? He doesn't want that stain on his jacket on the way out. The LeBron thing, the KD thing. And he not only embraced that, not only did he embrace it, he said, yo, man, I think we'll do better if I touch the ball and get everything going like that. That's what we have to do. I'm gonna do everything I can possibly to get energy started and get some momentum started and just put the ball in my hands. This is what I do. So ever since then, ever since 2 weeks ago, since we were talking about this, he's answered the bell. And there's only certain people on earth who answer the bell in that manner. Crunch time guys, big moment guys. Those are the guys that make movies after. He wants the movies. He wants to star them. And I think he's unafraid of it all.
Listen, great point. But the thing I'm gonna disagree with you with, and I always am, is no matter how he leaves Milwaukee, it can't be bad. He got them a championship. He brought them a championship and put Milwaukee Bucks on the map.
So hold
Like
on,
he
hold on.
made them.
So you don't think, right? Because obviously KD leaving Golden State is different, right? Because
Yeah, very different because they won already before KD.
right, but KD still won with them. There's an appreciation level. They didn't spend enough time together. Giannis got a lot of time over there in Milwaukee. He's earned his right to leave. But I think there is a way that you do leave. There's still a time and place to do things. You don't think any Milwaukee fans will feel bad about the fact that he was campaigning to get the hell up out of there mid-season after he signed a 3-year extension? He signed up for that. He got Drew Holiday traded. He got all these 3 coaches. He had nothing to do with that. He's on our show speed campaigning to get the hell up out of there. And you're the one that created this mess. You don't think that if it was left to that and then he got traded that day, you don't think Milwaukee fans would be like, you know what, man, fuck you. Some Milwaukee fans at least.
No, you know why? Because if they do that, they could also say fuck you to the next 100,000 superstar. Because they're gonna say that's how y'all treat Giannis, and he brought y'all a championship, MVP, DPOY, best player in the league. He's the reason that these games been sold out. No, I think Giannis is looking at the league and looking at everything and going, I'm just as big as everybody. Why is everybody getting their way but me? How did LeBron get Luca? How did this person get this person? This player get. How was Kevin Durant able to just go wherever he wants to go? And y'all giving me Doc Rivers and Miles Turner. The fuck out of here. Did what I had to do. I tried to be nice about it and behind the scenes about it. Yo, trade me. Send me to New York. Trade me. Y'all don't want to do that? Cool. Now I'm going to be the villain. Now I'm going to make y'all look crazy. So, no, I think if Giannis didn't win, if he didn't win a championship and be this great player, then I think 100% you're correct. But what did I tell you when you told me he needs to be careful being a villain? I said, no, embrace it. The only thing with that is you have to win. That's the only difference. if he continues to be the villain, but he's playing at a high level and Milwaukee's competitive and winning basketball games, he's in a win-win situation. He just has to win. And the next destination he goes to, God willing, it's the Knicks, but wherever he goes, he has to win. Because now if you don't win, that's when the backlash is going to be crazy. He just has to win. That's all he has to do. But listen, the young man is proving and showing I'm still at any given night the best player in the NBA and the most dominant. So I think Giannis, as far as leaving Milwaukee, I don't think it can be a bad situation because once again, he brought y'all something that, a lot of these owners and teams, they pay tremendous money just to get a championship. And the last time they won was with what, Lou Alcindor? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Robinson.
Oscar Robinson. Like, come on, bro. So, I think, his situation and KD's situation is totally different. So, I think Giannis at this point, I don't think it's him being a villain or being a bad guy. I just think it's like, yo, I'm a superstar. I'm supposed to get what I want.
I think I slightly disagree, but I think we agree enough about the same thing, which is backing it up. I just don't think, the champion. Look, he can play as great as he's ever played before, and they will still lose. So he's going to be able to back up anything. It's just the fact that he gets in front of the microphone, and what do we always talk about? Even though he has the dad jokes and he is kind of silly, he grabbed the clipboard, bro. He grabbed the clipboard. We're doing this. I'm not asking you.
But is that the first? But is that the first time we've ever seen that though?
Forget about it's the first time we've seen Giannis do it post I want out of here. It's the first time, you understand what I'm saying? He's in a different position. So for him to call himself out and show the world, I don't care what position I'm in. I'm the fucking man. That's the bravado that we all respect. That's the bravado we want to bring to the town, baby.
But in sports, that's how you want the best players to act. You don't want the best players or the best player to be humble and to be quiet. No, you want to see them dominate. You want to see why they are who they are. So for me, I don't have no problem with it. Like I said, I'd rather him coaching than Doc Rivers. Know that. I'm trying to figure out, how does he still have a job? That's the $1 million question. How the hell does Doc Rivers still have a head coaching job in the NBA? So I think just getting back to what Flea asked, I think New York and Giannis is a perfect marriage. New York, that market is about superstars. And it can go back to however far you want to go back in all sports, from hockey to baseball to basketball. You can go, I don't know how far you want to go back. New York is about having superstars. New York made Odell Beckham a superstar for a catch that didn't even count. That's what New York is about. So for us to not actually have the superstar that wants to be here, it's insane. I'm still trying to figure, maybe we can have this talk another time when Flea's up here, because I know he'll love this. How the hell do we go all out for Carmelo Anthony? No disrespect to him, but we don't give up the house for Giannis.
Different administration. Carmelo Anthony's agent at the time is now running this organization. Ironically, now that you say that,
same owner. Melo wasn't a former champion, former MVP, former DPOI, averaging 35 and damn near 15. And we have the pieces.
It's to me, it's just the fact it's how Giannis is so unafraid. And then I'm so jealous that I never came up with the analogy that he came up with, or his team came up with, that New York crowd is like a soccer crowd, bro. You know how crazy soccer crowds are internationally, and he knows that. He's like, yo, bro, if I went over there, this shit will be crazy. He wants this.
And he's frustrated because I guarantee you smart guys like that is going, when we really think about what we gave up for Melo and people was mad, the best player in that deal was Gallinari. The fuck out of here. What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's a different.
Listen,
it's different.
No. We have the same owner. I understand it's different front office. We have the same owner. The way you want to be vocal about other things, you can be vocal about this. Go get fucking Giannis. I'm
Yeah.
telling y'all now to go do that.
Right.
Y'all,
No. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Is what I'm saying. I remember you wanted Cat.
and I was wrong.
You wanted Donovan Mitchell, and you probably wanted Carmelo Anthony back then too. But what I'm saying is that what I ultimately agree with you about is that if you made those moves and wanted to do those moves, remember they said Donovan Mitchell was a Knick overnight, and that shit just changed out of nowhere. He was getting ready to pack his bags, right?
Well,
if
I will get that.
if you were willing to do all that, you have to get Giannis. It's not a question.
And that's what I'm not understanding. All I'm saying. The Donovan Mitchell thing, to have him in the backcourt with Brunson, I still don't see what's wrong with that. Now, how the roster will look after that, to me, that's when you'd be like, okay. But of course, what Danny Ainge wanted, when Donovan was in Utah was way too much. That's why we didn't make the deal. But I'm saying right now, watching what we gave up for Melo, why are we so hesitant to give up for Giannis?
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
No, but because even with Donovan Mitchell, to me, that was the same thing as Melo. It's a lot of offense, no defense. But with Giannis, it's both, and it's top tier. Like he's the creme de la creme. There is anybody you mention as best player in the game, he's involved. It's hard to get over that right now.
He fixes. See the difference with us getting Melo and potentially us getting Donovan Mitchell, right? And then fast forward to if we get Giannis. Giannis fixes everything that we have a problem with. He fixes defense. He fixes getting to the free throw line. He fixes spreading the floor because you have to double and triple team him. We have one player that you have to double team, and that's Brunson. You're not double teaming OG. You ain't double teaming Bridges. You ain't double teaming Cat. Matter of fact, they are putting small guys on Cat. So the big man can play free safety and defend the paint. Mitch Robinson ain't getting the ball. Josh Hart, you ain't double teaming him. So what Giannis brings to the table fixes so many holes and problems that the Knicks had. And that's the thing I don't understand with all these basketball analysts and just platforms and networks. It's like, how do you see a bad in us getting Giannis? I don't understand it. I just don't.
Now that you say that, they put the big man on Josh Hart all the time to hide him in the corner with him. You can't do that with Giannis.
Oh, bro, you got to double and triple team Giannis. Now, Brunson, Bridges, Deuce, you know how many 3-point shots those guys are going to get? And then if you don't bring a double team, you're not guarding Giannis one-on-one. Now that opens up the floor for Brunson. Now that makes Brunson even more crazier because now you got to guard him one-on-one. You can't blitz him. You got Giannis over there. So I just don't understand all of us that say we know the game. And, I'm not calling nobody stupid. We are all very smart. Shout out to everybody that talks sports and basketball. But for people to find a negative in the Knicks going to get Giannis, it's insane to me. Insane.
Well, small super chats. Rico from the Bronx. I'm back, baby Bubba. OG love the heart hairstyle. No. You got a Josh Hart braids?
Nah, you see me, Rico. Look, them things hanging. Now, I'm simple, man. Look, straight to the back. I'm not doing no designs. I'm not doing none of that. I'm old school. I ain't getting the baby hairs and all that. Nah, I'm old school, man. Big shout out to the BX.
Rico, we will be going live during the game. That's what we will be doing. Catches was it 7:30? Hour and a half. Clippers, Knicks. We will be joining us. Do not get it twisted. If you are wearing headphones.
Is it 7 or 7:30?
Don't tell me it's 7. Damn it.
You gotta make sure. I think it's 7.
Oh.
It's 7, right?
7:30.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
At the Garden, hour and a half. We talked about Giannis. And we also talked about just what we know about superstars being in New York. You mentioned them. One superstar been here in New York, no matter how they traded for him. He was here. He was experienced. He knows. And I compared him to Brunson before in terms of one-on-one game. He's a killer. Nobody doubts that. Carmelo Anthony was watching that game against Detroit, and he had some things to say, ball. He had some things to say.
In the words of Mike Brown, they kicked our ass. Like, you know, and I just think what we saw yesterday was a team in Detroit who really understood the assignment last night. They understood what was at stake. They understood, hey, we could send a message not just to the New York Knicks and the teams that's behind us and standings, but to the whole NBA. And when you get that Detroit playing that way, it's very tough to beat those guys. And also, Cade and Thompson and those guys had in the back of their mind of that play with Jalen Brunson sending them home last year. So as a team who's growing and looking forward to trying to win a championship, you go home over the summer, you look at that and you say, how can we be better?
It's a psychological thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the Knicks,
they put you out in the playoffs last year.
This is their first time playing.
And this is their first time playing. You had that marked on your calendar,
Absolutely.
right? I remember when I first went to Orlando, and I was told that Milwaukee beat us 10 out of 11 times.
Yeah.
What? No way.
He always figured out a way to make it about him. That's why I never liked T-Mac.
That. Like, y'all not going to be whooping our ass like this. Excuse me. I know we're on NBC,
twice in one
but
segment.
hey, man, you're not going to do that. So you got to change some things. You know what I'm saying? So they did exactly that. It's a psychological thing. So moving forward, they know we can play with these guys.
Look at this, old boy.
I'm sorry, Vince. It got me. This got me tight.
Look, he comes into
yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Nigga T-Mac.
I'm watching the game, man, and it's like even in the late game offense, like it's how
Pay attention.
That's how you got me.
Yeah, talk to him.
The late game offense becomes so predictable, man. The shot creation is that burden on Jalen Brunson is too heavy on his shoulders from a night-to-night basis. I said the margins are thin for the other team. I did. The margins are very thin because without easy offense, I would miss shots the Knicks miss shots that they turn into runouts the other way. And when you just focus on Jalen Brunson and there's no movement, there's no offense, there's stagnation, and you getting, I don't want to say get punked, but you're getting punked.
Yes.
In a sense. So the Knicks will take this game and build off of this. I don't think this is a time to panic, but they have to get their stuff together. The last past games haven't been showing that.
With the Knicks playing this team, they have to shoot the ball extremely well.
We don't get enough possessions. They don't get enough possessions.
But what I'm saying is they're a great defensive team,
absolutely,
but they're also an unbelievable rebounding team. Yeah. So you're going to have to make shots to get this team because you're not getting these rebounds.
Oh, man.
They're the second best against their half-court defense.
Out-rebounded 44-30.
Yeah.
Outscored them in the paint 52-34. Cat only had 6 points. Only 8 made field goals by the 4 starters not named Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, of course it's not going to do it.
If I may, I want to give a shout out and show some love to JB Bickerstaff.
Yes, sir.
For what he is doing with this team.
Yeah.
We know he did a great job in Cleveland. The time was up. But he
let's remind the people, 2 seasons ago, where were the Detroit Pistons? Worst record in franchise history, 14 wins. That's where
Shout out to Detroit though, because they taking that step. The Knicks is just I was watching the game last night and I'm like, where's Cat? Where's OG? We can't rely on Kolek like that. Like what he gives us is a plus. He could get down, he could play off a pick and roll, but on a night-to-night basis, who's going to be the Knicks' second option? And the second option...
What was that?
Night-to-night basis, who's going to be the Knicks' second option?
No.
And on a night-to-night basis, who's going to be the Knicks' second option? And the second option cannot be indecisive.
Whoever's making more than $25 million.
They all are. So it ain't about the.
They all need to step up. And they also have in mind they're going to make it tough for Cat. So if Jalen's going to get his, like you said, that second guy, well, we're going to take him away. We can't take Jalen away because of his ability.
No, man. But Cat can't have 6 and 4.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
6 and 1 and OG.
You're never going to.
That was the game.
Not going to win.
You know, and I just think the Knicks are not broken.
Yeah.
No, you know,
they just lost 4. They just
broken.
lost 4 straight. Everything's fine.
Been saying it for a minute, old boy. I said it when we got him. So Jalen Brunson's gonna be the #1 option still, right? So people all good about that. Cat could be a #1 option this year. Dude, what the fuck y'all watching? #2 option. If I'm not scared to call out old ass LeBron James and say he ain't no damn number one or number two, what makes you think I will not be able to call out Karl-Anthony Towns, who does not show up game in, game out? It is only because of him he's not a number one option, and only because of him he hasn't been a number two option. And there you have it. It just so happens that, yes, he's very similar to Jalen Brunson. And like I always suspected, he feels just like Jalen Brunson. Yo, dog, where's my other dog? Where's my other dog? Where's my other dog? You want me to come out here and do what? If I don't do nothing, then y'all, now I'm flustered. Where can I go on the court? And Detroit has the right defense to expose Jalen Brunson ODing. He can't pass the ball throughout a double team. He made a lot of mistakes. I didn't like the way he handled double teams. Isaiah Stewart is right in front of your face. Give the ball to Mitch. You could get it back. He could toss it somewhere else on the court. Mike Brown, you got to get somebody else on the inbounds pass. There's a lot that we can get Jalen Brunson off the ball with. Ojanobi, Mikal Bridges playing horrible. Deuce is playing exceptional. Yes, there are some things we could point to here, but there's no way in hell Karl-Anthony Towns should ever play like a fourth option. And all these guys play like fourth options, and that's been my problem. I don't care if Brunson is back. I don't care what the game plan is. Which one of you guys are going to step it up and not allow Carmelo Anthony to be on national TV and say, yo, who's the second option? Oh, boy. Karl-Anthony Towns is on your team, and a Hall of Famer, 3 Hall of Famers are up there saying, who's the second option? This is the disgusting part. And I told y'all, Cat fans, I'm not going to hold back anymore. So don't come in here for nothing. It's not going to be sweet no more. Gloves is off.
Well, I don't expect nobody to hold back what they have to say about Cat. I'm talking about the whole basketball world. I think, and this is going to sound crazy, I think everybody's fed up with Cat. I think everybody's fed up with Cat. But let me give a big shout out to Carmelo Anthony, right? Because he's the only person that has the experience to discuss this situation with the Knicks and Jalen Brunson, because you're 100% correct. He was in the same situation. Listen, I'm the guy. Where's my other guy at? But he definitely sound like, oh, boy, how many times have I said they are out there leaving Jalen Brunson by himself? Whether it's playing bad or whether Cat can't stay on the floor because he's committing dumb fouls. How long can someone do it by themselves? Carmelo Anthony tried it his whole career. It didn't work. So he's laying back going, yo, I was in that same situation. In that same situation with the same team, that same fan base. I know what it is. Bruh, y'all ain't doing enough. So everybody that wants us to go crazy on Brunson, we have a Hall of Famer, one of the people considered one of the greatest offensive players that ever played the game, played for the Knicks, and he's just like Brunson, or Brunson is just like him. Offensively, can't nobody guard him, but I can't do it by myself. And then y'all bringing in guys that after a while, it's like, yo, man, passing y'all niggas the ball? What? For me, Melo is seeing it. And this is not the first person that I've heard talk about Cat as far as like, yo, bruh, you supposed to be the second option. Where you at? Where you at? Where are you at? Where's the help? That's the purpose of having 2 stars. That's the purpose of having the number 1 and the number 2. When one ain't got it going, the other one has it going. And when they both have it going, Lord have mercy. But it's like, yo, how long, and I kept saying this, how long can we get away with having average guys? At this point, Cat is playing average basketball. In a league today where people say this is the most talented that you've ever seen the NBA has been. And we have guys that are not, listen, I'm not going to say not talented, but compared to what's out there, we don't have no athletes. We don't have nobody that can catch a real alley-oop and tomahawk it. It's a lot of things we don't have. We paying these guys as if they are that. Listen, for Cat to be getting the money he's getting and to consider himself a number 1 or number 2, but you're playing like a reserve. Listen, Melo said it beautifully. He was in this position. He know what it feels like. He knows what it is. He's experienced this himself. What Cat is not doing is what's hurting the Knicks. It's not Brunson. Yes, I agree. Brunson, you can't have 0 assists. You can't be that bad defensively. You do turn the ball over. You do make a lot of mental mistakes. Sometimes you drive me crazy, but we know you ain't going to give up. You still going to try to fight even when you look crazy. Bro, Cat just gives up, bro. And like I told you, man, I think right now the basketball world, I think eventually, you know, depending on how these next couple games go and how good or bad Cat plays, it's going to continue to get louder. And eventually, you know, I think people going to start being bold and just flat out saying, "Yo, trade Cat." Like if you notice, everybody's trying to be respectful and subtle. Everybody's being low about it. You hear everybody, "Oh, it ain't no time to panic." And no. I think after a while, it's going to be get him out of there. He can't do it. He can't help him. He ain't helping Brunson. So for me, I love what Melo said because he experienced it himself.
Also, let's not forget last year, when an article, speaking of what you were just saying right now, there was an article by, I think, by James Edwards on the Knicks right after the Knicks lost the playoffs, the final game of the season. Said they had this on draft and they've sent immediately after the Knicks lost. And here's an excerpt from there. The 2025 Knicks dealt with disputes on the bench, criticism about their starters playing too many minutes, one of which came from the inside and public comments about sacrifice, egos, and agendas. On one night, they would roar back down from 20 to ruin the Celtics. On the next, they would mail in a potential series clincher, so obviously it would require a kumbaya moment. But publicly, Knicks players made veiled comments all season about poor communication, causing their inconsistencies. Behind the scenes, they and coaches expressed frustration with Towns' defensive habits, less concerned with his talent level, and more with his process on that end. Too often, Towns executed incorrect coverages without communicating why he did it. After it became a theme, players worried Towns didn't grasp the importance of the matter. This is what the reporters were saying, and this is what, you know, a lot of the media gets into a brouhaha with the players because the players tend to deny it. But you got Carmelo Anthony saying it. You got Jalen Brunson, who called out Cat for fouling too much a couple weeks back. And Karl-Anthony Towns is unable to play winning basketball because, like you said, All Ball, he doesn't want to. You don't want it bad enough. Out of all my criticisms with Carmelo Anthony being here, I never thought that he would get away from being himself. The one thing I loved about Carmelo Anthony and that I respect is that he was always unapologetically himself. Yeah, I'm gonna hog the ball. There's a commercial that I always point to that was for like some random, you know, sneaker company, and he's standing in the background, and you got two Knicks fans going back and forth about all Carmelo's flaws. He's a ball hog. He only shoots this way, this, that, and the third. And they turn around, they see Carmelo Anthony. He's just standing there. He laughs and walks off. But it always showed me that, oh, shit, he hears everything we say. He just doesn't give a fuck. Oh, I respect you even more. Because, yeah, you disagree. I disagree with how you play, but you still going out there saying, yo, told Shumpert, I practice these shots, bro. I ain't passing you the ball. You not a dog on the offensive end. You talking about they pay me for this. And Karl-Anthony Towns, they don't pay you to not care. We just don't. And you're going to hear it from us because this is how we pay it back to y'all. Julius Randle want to be here. Sayonara. I really felt like it was a better team 2 years ago. We haven't had a team like that since. It may be the best possible New York Knicks team of my lifetime, but it's just players cared. Ihart, Dante, look how much they cared on that court. And Randall eventually came around that season. And, of course, it's led by Brunson. It's going to be hard for him. It's going to be hard for him because another player All Ball came out. He spoke to it. Jeff Teague. He can't believe it either. Former Karl-Anthony Towns teammate. In this cat hate show we got going on, Jeff Teague speaks to Karl-Anthony Towns' poor performance.
121-90. Jalen Brunson had 25, but boy, that Pistons defense.
No assists.
No assists. I know
Timeout,
Cat played a lot.
JB. You the point guard,
I
bro.
don't know what's up with Cat, bro.
Cat had one
assist?
rebound?
No assists. 1 rebound, 6 points.
Shit, Cat got 6. That'll get you no assists.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Cat. I mean, he's not having a horrible year, but he's just having so many games that's just like that's not a Cat moment. Like I've never seen Cat have 6 points.
Yeah, I remember at one point in the third quarter, Cade had 9 assists and he had more assists than like the starters of the Knicks. It was something crazy like that. But yeah, that Pistons defense, boy, they had them frustrated all night. Cade had 29 and 13.
OG had 5.
Like Cat to play 20+ minutes and only getting 1 rebound.
Insane.
It's just not adding up to me. I don't know what's going on. I know you have
aggressive.
I know you have bad games, but like that's like it's a lot of these games from
Like
Cat.
OG, okay, cool. Mitchell Robinson for sure.
You're gonna have
Is
to
okay
glass.
with that. But
Y'all think being in a relationship ever affect how y'all play? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Like
they going to late. I ain't going there. I got something serious to say. But I still, what took me back was Jeff Teague being so serious about that, old boy. Like, yo, I don't like that. He sounded genuine. Like he's joking around a lot. He's just like, yo, dog, 20 minutes, 1 rebound. Like, I don't know what's going on here. And the only thing I could think of is he wants out. He really is getting hot for him in New York. Him and his girl. It sounded good at first. They want out of here, old boy.
Listen, man, I don't know what else people need to see or need to hear. Big shout out Jeff Teague. You correct. Normally he jokes and plays around a lot, which I love. I love his NBA stories, but he was dead serious. It was like concern, like, yo, it's not, he's having too many games like this. What's going on? And I told y'all what's going on. What Mike Brown implemented, Cat is not at the top of the list. I think him and Brunson doesn't get along. I think they never got along. Everybody laughed at me. Now look, there's no chemistry. You could barely play them on the court at the same time. And Cat just flat out gives up. I'm sorry. And, just going back to what you said about Melo, why we love Melo so much and why Melo rarely gets any New York hate is because he gave you his all night in and night out. You knew what you was going to get from Melo. Whether you win by 30 or lose by 40, Melo going to give you his all. And with Karl-Anthony Towns, that's just not the case. He's flat out giving up. We're watching it with our own eyes. So, with Jeff Teague and them, those guys know because they was in the league, right? So even when they bring up the relationship thing, which we ain't got to get into, but those guys know because, like I said, they played, right? They're connected. So, there's many vices and things that distract people, right? But for me, I just think, Cat isn't happy with however many coaches he's done had. Cat has problems in the league going back with Jimmy Butler. Now, Ant-Man, we see. Jalen Brunson calls him out. Him and Tom Thibodeau never got along. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think he likes Mike Brown because Mike Brown is not implementing that offense around him. Like I said, he thinks he's the guy. So I just think Cat is very unhappy. I don't think Cat cares about winning the championship because if he did, you would see it. You would feel it, right? So it's just, for me, I've seen enough. I don't need to see another 2-3 months of this. I don't need to see another 10 games to understand when you watch a guy, see their body language and just how they. So you got to make the move. He's not happy, Fabian.
Also, Karl-Anthony Towns, I get it, having 10 different coaches in 10 years. I understand what he's saying when he says that. I've heard the same thing happen to quarterbacks in football, having 7 different offensive coordinators in 7 different seasons. I've heard Troy Aikman, a bunch of great players talk about it and how that can lead to, inconsistencies from a quarterback. So Karl-Anthony Towns has every right to, voice that. But it's almost like you're giving up. And now the coaches and Jalen Brunson and one of you guys may have to ask him, or he has to ask himself, well, what did you like about any of those coaches? You had 10 of them. What did they ever give to you? What plays did they run that you prefer? So you can get going with this team, because Brunson ain't playing 48 minutes. You're gonna have your own minutes. So what plays would you want to see us run for you? What plays work for you? What positions on the court work for you? Is it front court? Do you like being in the post? What teams do you usually dominate? Let's get you going with that, because we know the Hornets, we know the Wizards, we know all these teams that you can go dominate without even looking at the schedule. But what matchups do you prefer? Vocalize, like, who don't you like? We heard about how Jimmy Butler don't like you. Draymond basically don't like you. These guys don't like you. Well, who don't you like? Yo, you got to get the anger out of these people because it like, you know, this shit is war. It's competition if you really want to win. We ain't talking about getting $100 million and all you guys talking about his skill set and what he could do, what he can't. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, yo, get to that mental. Yo, who don't you fuck with in this league, man? You want to fuck with Draymond? All right. Trey Jemison, we're going to put you in the game 4 minutes him and elbow that motherfucker in his chin. Like, I could just think of so many things that I would do as a lunatic coach. You like that, right? Go give me 40. Stop playing with me. We got your back, bro. But he has to be willing to play in that game. He has to be willing to tell us, yo, against the Kings, I could really get 35 with us easy or get 20 assists. Or what, like, this is their game plan. Like, is he a part of that conversation? Because if you're so confused, go back to your experience that you're talking to us about. That experience that you do have, go utilize it and talk to your teammates about it. Because this ain't it. Having this attitude is not it. It feels like the season is over.
Listen, whatever would have happened already, would have happened already. Whatever we expected from Cat would have happened already. This is not Cat's second, third, or fourth year in the league. Got 10 plus years in the league. So whatever we thought he was going to do for us, it would have happened already. I'm sorry. Is it a bit much to like just get off a guy after a season? No. This is what the league is today. And when you have a super duper star saying they want to come here, you make the move. But for me, whatever we expected from Cat, it would have happened already. It's not going to happen. What we expected, we didn't expect this from Brunson. Let's all be honest. Brunson first year here, nobody's seen this. What we expected from Cat was, oh shit. We went in the chip. We got Cat. Bruh, listen, we have to move off from Cat. I'm sorry. And I'm gonna keep repeating it. I've seen enough. Don't need to see any more. Simple and plain. I don't care what he does against the Washingtons and the Charlottes and the Atlantas. I don't care about the Sacramentos. I don't care about none of that. What are you doing against the Detroits, the Phillies, the Boston, the OKCs, the Denvers, the Lakers? What are you doing against that? And it's evident he's doing jack shit. Houston, like right now, we have a plethora of teams that's saying that's tough. And they're starting to come into themselves. Look at Phoenix. They want to move away from being legit, not a title contender, but they could be a problem. So for me, Cat was supposed to be the guy that just makes us that much better than everybody in the East. That was okay. Now we rival Boston. Everybody else was supposed to be in the rear view. It wasn't supposed to be Indiana a problem, Atlanta a problem, Detroit a problem. No. This was get over Boston, get to the title. This was the move for Cat. That's what that was for. So are we going to wait 3, 4, 5 seasons for that? Are we going to pay him this crazy money and still don't get over the hump? No. Listen, get him out of here while his stock is kind of okay. But Cat doesn't understand. It's about to get real hot in this kitchen. Very hot. And, the more we continue to lose, the more you continue to play bad. Because Brunson, listen, the captain already, his shit is already cemented. He already did things for us that we haven't had done in forever. So he already has a Derek Jeter shit going. Cat, you ain't did nothing yet, bro. So the podium, the fan base, social media, it's about to be real hot in that kitchen for him. So he better get it together because he's out of here, bro.
Well, Knicks president Leon Rose's daughter tweeted out a picture of 50 Cent for some reason. Don't know what this means. Brooke Rose, anybody in the comments that knows what the hell she's talking about, please let us know.
Is it a caption?
None. She just posted a picture of 50. Somebody said your dad ruined the team. Yeah, so I don't see anything. She just posted a picture of 50 and I don't know. Anybody in the comments want to let us know what kind of why you say that? Strategic commentary she got going on. Also, I see what you're saying there. I forgot who put it in the comments. We got a healthy. Oh, you got a healthy Kawhi coming in tonight. Yeah, OG, you're healthy too. We called your ass out already. 94 feet, motherfucker. When is OG gonna guard somebody 94 feet? And I ain't hear nobody ever say that, old boy. You are all defensive perimeter dude. You want to make an all-star game? You do it like that. Go score 0 points and go shut down the other guy. I don't care about your points. You're supposed to be the #1 defender on the team because Mitch don't even play. Where's the 94 feet of defense at? I don't want to hear any excuses. None. Kawhi's your role model or some shit like that. Go lock that man up, just like what Jimmy Butler did, all ball. I mean, excuse me, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, yeah.
I'm gonna go guard the best guy, Kawhi Leonard, and I'm gonna still drop 50. No more excuses. OG Anunoby, he went. Maybe I overreacted the other day, but he's definitely on strike 2 for me. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, especially if it means Giannis is on the table.
No, I don't think you overreacted. I don't think people's reacting enough to how bad OG has been. Like, yeah, we give Cat all this, but OG deserves just as much. Yeah, we know, he's not as good of a basketball player as Cat, but we brought him here to be a great defender. We brought him here to fix our defense. We gave him what he wanted, the max. And he's horrific as well. So no, you haven't been people haven't been too hard on OG. We want to sit here and blame Brunson all day and Cat all day, right? OG deserves a lot of that flack too. He deserves a lot of smoke too. And this is why, for me, he can go as well. If you're going to be in and out the lineup like everybody else, injury prone, and play 2 good games out of every 10 games, no, you can go too. Nah, he's in Brunson's way as well. If you guys are not going to do nothing offensively, and like Carmelo said, on the floor when Brunson got the ball, you're not moving. Brunson can pass the ball. I've watched him make great passes. You guys don't cut. You guys don't do nothing but stand there. At the end of the day, listen, man, I'm listening to the people that play the game and they watch the game. When Carmelo talk about the Knicks and what's going on, he actually breaks it down. When Jeff Teague, when these guys get serious and they break down the game, I'm listening. I'm listening. They know what they talking about. Bruh, we don't have a good enough team. We don't have enough athletes. We just don't have enough. Brunson, and that's why I told you, the difference between this team and that AI team, AI had dogs. McKee, Snow, God bless his soul, Matumbo. He had dogs that did their job at a high level. Yeah, they ain't going to give you a whole lot offensively, but defensively, dogs. And you know what Snow and them going to do? They're going to knock down that mid-range. They're going to hit big shots. So, nah, man, like, come on, man. Guys got to get it together. All we asking guys to do is do what they're paid to do. Do what your contracts say. You get the max, do your job. Cat, you the best 3-point big man in the league? Okay. Prove it every night. When we call LeBron and Kobe and Mike the GOAT, is because they did it night in and night out, not sometimes. Yeah, everybody's going to have a bad game, but a bad half a season, a bad 5 to 10 games? No. So for me, is something has to happen. And I think tonight will be the nail in the coffin if we lose in a certain manner. If we lose 5 straight games in a row, and out of those 5 games, 4 straight blowouts, and remember, this is at home, to me, this is the nail in the coffin. So I think tonight is even more important than Detroit, only because of the fashion and the way that we've lost the last 3 games. So these guys need to get it together.
Well, ball. That was a little bit of that Knicks talk. Y'all know what this was.
Knicks rehab.
But I ain't doing it all ball before the game. Because Rich Paul is on fire right now. We taking all your shit. Fuck that. You over here like acting a fool. Please keep acting more of a fool. I love it. Oh, ball. He's back. He's back.
Ball, suckers.
Rich Paul is back at it. But before we get to that, the LA Lakers are sitting tied for second place in the West. Basically, they're 23-11. The Spurs are 25-11. 5.5 games back of the OKC Thunder.
Now, Lakers is third place, Spurs second place.
Third place, second place. Lakers won 3 in a row. Spurs lost 2 in a row. OKC lost 2 in a row. So they're on a roll. LeBron and them back on a roll. Stafford came to the lineup. And, of course, there was some talk about whether he was ready to relinquish the number one guy on a team. And here's LeBron's quote about Luka last night. Luka doesn't need to bend his game. Luka's what, 27? He's our 27-year-old franchise for this ball club. He don't need to bend his game. It's up to us to bend our game around him and figure it out. We're just trying to be dynamic and work off of him. He's an unbelievable pick-and-roll player, unbelievable shot maker, commands the defense, 4 eyes, sometimes 6 eyes on him. So it's up to us to put ourselves in the right position. It's not a problem for me. It's not an issue for me to be able to do those things. I don't know. I just don't think people watch basketball. You play golf, dog. You're hilarious. It didn't stop there. While LeBron's talking about being Luka's catcher or receiver or whatever the hell he's talking about, these guys are talking crazy over there all ball in LA. JJ Redick, his coach, was speaking to playing a little more comfortable role with LeBron, and it's getting out of hand.
LeBron, I know how much he puts into this. I think it's just recognizing game to game what he has. He's Greg Maddux at the end of his career. Every night he doesn't have his best stuff, but he has enough to win. And you just got to, I'm his catcher. I'm figuring out how to call the pitches. Sometimes he tells me to F off and he calls his own pitch, which is fine too. I know LeBron. I know how much he puts into this. I think
we can find different terminology in 2025, JJ Redick. Calm the hell down, number one. Number two, he said sometimes. JJ Redick, old ball, says sometimes. LeBron tells him to F off. And he calls his own play. Well, we found some exclusive info on why maybe LeBron's calling his own plays.
It shows that frustration. I'm sitting there watching. I'm saying, okay, so in the game, I saw some stuff, and when I catch eye contact with my guys, if they have an opportunity, they'll come over. So LeBron came over, and I was talking to him about what I saw, and I was like, do you see the same thing? And I was like, you catching the ball here with a live dribble, being able to bring over 2, because they're going to bring over 2, it takes Luka off the ball for a second. But what it does is it gets him, because Luka's shot, he likes to be in his rhythm on the step back. But he also has the ability to really catch and shoot where he's square. And it's just, it's doing 2 things. It's getting him a better shot, Luka, and it's also simplifying the offense for everyone else.
And by the way, his shooting percentage, especially from outside, would be much better if he didn't always have to create his own shot.
Yeah, but again, my thing is, because it happened last night, you get him a couple of those. Now because he hit a big catch and shoot 3, but then he came down, it wasn't the next possession, it was the possession after that, and he hit the step back 3 on the right wing because he's already in rhythm. And Luka's a rhythm.
He's warm.
Yeah, when he's doing that, he's a rhythm guy. And then we talked about, I said with 4 minutes to go, I like you and Luka in the pick and roll. And he was like, you talking about, because he could,
LeBron
I was saying, I
answered
like y'all in the pick and roll. And he was like, you like who? 5? Talking about 8. And I was like, no, I like 77. He was 77 in the pick and roll. So if you watch the end of that game on the left side, they were really running a ball screen, and LeBron was setting it, but he was kind of like,
nah, man, I'm kind of enough is enough. Yo, Paul, your man, he has reached new levels of scamdom Rich Paul is a Dominican scammer. His new name is Rico Pablo. He has reached new levels of scambalaya. This is crazy.
I'm just trying to figure out. He had all this dialogue while the game was going on.
Yo.
Like, come on, man.
Did he
Like,
did he have a walkie-talkie?
I'm not even in the mood to laugh because I'm so upset about my Knicks. So, Rich Paul, I'm asking you, you had this dialogue with LeBron James while the game was going on? So while LeBron had the ball, he ran over to you and you let him know all this stuff and like what?
This is after JJ. Hold on, ball. So JJ when it calls a play, LeBron says, "Fuck your play," and jogs down to Rico Pablo. He calls it for the official Lakers play. Yo, these guys are insane.
He said if one of my guys is on the court and we catch eye contact, they'll come over to me. What? Did he have on jeans? Is those jeans he had on? I don't trust nobody that wear a blazer with jeans. I'm just being honest with you. Or is that a different color pair of slacks?
They look like jeans. You can't hold on. You can't have jeans with a suit and tie.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't
trust the
trust
blazer over the jeans, but no
brother,
tie.
listen, if you ever see me in a fit like that, I'm going to rob somebody. I'm going to con somebody. Anybody that has jeans on with a suit jacket and a tie, they are going to con you. You might as well call him Daniel Ocean. Because you are going to get finesse. Bro, I'm going to be honest. Him and Max Kellerman is so annoying. And they try so hard to sound so smart. Yo, bro, just talk. Stop trying to sound so astute and so profound. Bro, we on YouTube, bro. We in the world where, listen, man, say what you want, bro. Like, you say you was the guy in the streets that gambled. Where's that swagger at? Like, come on, dog. I'm just listen, man. For a person to tell me they had a whole 5-minute dialogue with LeBron on the court while the game was going on. You telling me LeBron didn't listen to his coach who's getting paid to coach him, but he's listening to his best friend who just broke down the game? Yo, come on, man. Enough is enough. And for Max Kellerman to sit there with a straight face, this is when you need Jadakiss to come out of nowhere and throw the flag that they do to Fat Joe. Max Kellerman need the flag that Jadakiss do with Fat Joe. Flag on the play. Yo, bro, stop. Enough is enough. Enough is enough, bro.
Cut it out.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Yo, man. Let me tell you something. You got to commend the guy, go this hard. And Rich Paul, like, to not ever give up, the character, I got to commend you, bro. I got to commend you. Because in your mind, you got to be laughing to the bank. You got to be like, I got these niggas. like, bro, you like V from Vendetta, bro. Like, you
crazy,
bro. Who like?
Nah, I couldn't believe when I heard it. I was like, nah,
he's like the Joker. Yo, he might be the real Joker, bro. You might be the real Joker, and you sitting over there talking to Batman, thinking you on his team. Man, I can't with them two. I can't wait for this podcast to just go away. I really can't. Yo, Max Kellerman, and look at his poker face. He got to sit there and really be like, oh yes, oh my God. In his mind, he going, man, you hear this bullshit.
He must have duped him though to be sitting there and agree to do a podcast with him. How does he get these people to believe that? Is it his connections that he gets away with this? Is it like my man is LeBron and my man is Michael Jordan? Not Michael Jordan, but I got Carmelo on the cell phone.
Hold on. Let me take my glasses off. Of course. His best friend is LeBron James. He gets whatever he wants. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? What are you talking about?
So hold on, but the connection to LeBron will have you sit down and believe in that? There's no way. I can't believe Max is just sitting there and just, I'm gonna let you say whatever you want. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna allow you to say that you are the head coach of the Lakers part time, along with being an agent and whatever, and putting down Michael Jordan, and then you got some new campaign for LeBron James sneakers. This guy is on a legendary American Scambalaya run. It's amazing.
Repeat it again because I'm really like this is going to be on my mind for a couple weeks. Rich Paul is sitting at the game. The game is going on. LeBron happy to catch eye contact with him. Come here, LeBron. This is what I see. Look. And LeBron go, yo, what's up? What's up? Oh, nah, this is what I see in the game. What's going on and what's going right and what's going wrong. If number 77, if y'all set this pick in, what?
The smartest player in NBA history is going to run to the sideline and talk to his agent about what play to run, who he should pass to. No, not 8, not 5, 77. He said 77.
Because you know he's comfortable with the setbacks and he made a big shot. And so what I'm saying is, like I said, this dialogue.
That's a live dribble.
This shit sounds like a transaction. It sounds like after this transaction, the feds is going to come out. Okay, we got him, y'all. Yo, man. Rich Paul, you know what? I was wrong. You a hustler, bro. You was out there shaking them dice. Nah, you was out there doing something. Because the way you hustling us, you a bad mom, bro. Real talk. I got to commend you. Fabian, the way he just talked about him and LeBron, you would think after that, the SWAT will come out of nowhere. And we got him, y'all. We got him. Nah. Rich Paul, you the GOAT, bro. You the GOAT. You the GOAT. And to have on jeans with the suit jacket? And Max Kellerman don't make fun of none of that? Max, disappointed, bro. Disappointed.
No strays. He says Rich Paul looks like he'll do your taxes and sell used cars. Yo, 1,000%. Rico Pablo, he's no longer Rich Paul.
Bro, listen.
That's Rico Pablo, man.
Rich Paul look like he will do your tax, and then once you get the money back, he's gonna listen. And hope you flip that.
I gotta play for
turn 1,500 into 15,000
with a live dribble.
Come on, bro. Like literally. Nah, man. Rich Paul got it, man. Rich Paul got it.
Nah, this is a different level, old boy. I can't believe it. Shout out to Rico Pablo and get changing the game and whatnot. Oh boy, I can't believe it.
Max Kellerman need the flag. He need the Jadakiss flag, bro. They need some type of comedic something because y'all two sitting there trying to be super smart, super dead serious. Y'all it look like y'all in the investigation room. The lights all dim. I ain't got time for these niggas, Fabian. Ain't got time for them, man. They doing too much. Get out of here, man.
Nah. Rico Pablo's a different level. Yo, Rico Pablo's different. 7:30, 45 minutes, y'all. The game will start. Clippers versus Knicks. We'll be back at it live. We'll be live during the game, y'all. Be there or be square. Peace. All Ball TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.